right now gusting to 30 miles per hour and over from North Carolina up into southern Maryland. That is what's going to be moving up the coast tonight. Flash flooding is an ongoing worry. The latest flash flood warning going until 3 o'clock in the morning just west of Williamsburg in Virginia. And here is the model forecast showing you that heavy rain coming up across New Jersey and into Long Island, the very same areas that were just clobbered by rain today. The tri-state area got hit very hard, and there's going to be a lot of heavy rain overnight tonight, so do know that there's going to be an ongoing flash flood potential. That then coming into southern New England through the morning tomorrow and then beginning to move out as we get into the afternoon. But there will be a flash flood threat in New England, especially in coastal areas and along, say, the Boston area. And that strong wind that is now to the south, that coming up towards Ocean City, and Mark, we could gust to 50, 60 miles per hour in Ocean City in just a few hours.
And that's not the end of that wind, because we know that this storm is, as mentioned, going up the eastern seaboard. Tropical storm warnings are up all the way to coastal New England, the Boston area, to the Cape, Nantucket Island, and then all the way back down through North Carolina. So wind and rain for millions of you still to come. So we want to break this down for you city by city, starting off along the Jersey Shore, the South Jersey Shore near Atlantic City. Tonight in the Atlantic City area, the cloud cover is already on the increase out ahead of that main precip shield associated with Elsa. It's knocking on the door. You can almost see the cloud base lowering as that rain is going to be moving in. And a significant amount of rain at that is on the way to the southern side of Jersey. Look at this around Atlantic City, pretty widespread 2 to 3. There could be some overachieving spots in that. And when we look at the timing here, that rain moves in earnest, say around 11, maybe midnight, continues to rain over the next several hours, maybe through 3 or 4 a.m. And it gets a lot better by the time you might be, say, driving to work by about 6 or 7 a.m. if you are, working out of your house these days. Onshore winds over the next several hours picking up. The worst of the wind by about 2, maybe 3 a.m. could be gusting 40 to 50. And then, Carl, it gets a lot easier with that wind as it switches to offshore through the morning.
Well, we want to take a look at New York City, and things are looking pretty good in Times Square right now. But, man, did we have some very serious flooding up around, I believe it's the Deegan Highway and on 179th. There were about a dozen rescues earlier tonight, so it was really, really bad in some parts of the New York City metro, and you got a big slug of rain coming up later tonight. Now, most people will be home. That's the good news, but it's going to get pretty rough probably. And this, by the way, is what we call the flash flood guidance. This is telling us how much rain you need to get in 1 hour to get flash flooding, and that is between 1 and 2 in yellow there, and that is precisely what happened today. We got between 1 and 2 inches in less than an hour. So here's a look at the model forecast. And notice how that heavy rain comes up and across the tri-state area and along Long Island by about 2 o'clock in the morning. So about 4 hours from now, it's going to get a lot wetter, and that will continue into the early morning as well, Mark.
If your basement was wet earlier today, chances are unfortunately pretty good. It could be again overnight. And then eventually this whole mess gets to Boston. Eastern Massachusetts, Boston, fine right now, low to mid-60s, almost no wind. Looks great across the city, but that is going to change. Let's look at the timing for you across the Boston area. That's the precip shield moves through. First with a couple of renegade storms, then the Elsa rain starts to move in towards, say, lunchtime. Several hours of heavy rain across the Boston metro should be ending by about 3 o'clock or so, and by 6 or 7, you're starting off your weekend on a much improved note. There will be some wind arriving as well, not much until that main rain shield comes through. So say 11 a.m., maybe noon to 1, the rain really picks up. Nantucket to the Cape, we'll see the worst of it, 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. Stick with us here at the Weather Channel as we travel with the storm up the coast.
I'm David Colano. I chose the Smart Cash Card from Capital One because I earn unlimited